いらっしゃいませ。お上がりください。ラーメン全種類あるんですか？醤油、豚骨、味噌、塩。お味は？
千坂シェフ、キヨンさん、氷さん、テイさんがあらゆるタイプの料理を用意してくれました。今週の奇妙なラーメンのメニューをご覧ください。お楽しみに。お楽しみに。
Rockin' the boat like no other. DJ B is in the mix.
Come on, man. Let me flip the track.
Yeah, let's break it down. I mean, I shall be throwing hands with cursed spirits, fists. Big fat fists.
But nah, you're not throwing no hands, though. You like a telepath almost. You just taking people's bodies over and stuff. You really ain't no thumper, though.
Why are you talking so much trash?
I'm not talking trash. I'm just saying you really ain't banging like that. Like you out there,
hey,
though. Like, but you ain't like.
We can run the ones. Like we can.
Nah, you don't want to do that. Our curse techniques don't match up well. You about to get thrashed.
Are you good?
Yeah. I was letting this car pass. That joint was loud.
Oh, I thought you were calling the cops. All right. Anyways. Oh, you didn't hear what I said.
I heard you say you killed somebody, but
no, I said I was running people over.
I'm just gonna let the podcast speak for itself, bro. if you get arrested because of this, bro, that's on you.
I'll edit it up.
Nah, I'm doing the editing. I'm leaving all of this in. It sounds like it's a woman of this like woman just giving like these faint little or sounds or tonal sounds. Oh, and that joint's beautiful, bro.
Can we get an example?
Bro, it was something like but I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it right. It was a lot more subtle than that.
Yes, sir. Hello, howdy. Welcome back to my basement.
All right, this dude a stalker. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's our Ramen. This guy, bro. This guy scaring people off. It's only episode 2. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I had to fix my audio levels. That was the whole issue. We're good now, though. Wait, is it too low? Hold on.
Yeah, you way too low.
Is that better?
Wow, you screaming, bro.
I literally am talking at a normal level. Is that better?
All right. I mean, yeah, you sound better now.
Okay, cool. Don't hit on me, bro.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean don't hit on you?
Don't hit on me, bro. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
You're far away from the mic. I can't hear you. Did you turn it down some more? Bro, you low.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
You know what? I'm about to put in some of that VHS intermission music, bro. We about to just be sitting here waiting on you. Everybody. Make you feel awkward. Let's get it. I've been waiting for a minute. I just want the attention. Podcast I wanna finish. Audio delay, it's diminished. I'm stalling for time. I'm in the kitchen, ramen bowl. I ain't got nothing else to say, but it's kicking. Hope we can finish.
I'm trying to reach the sweet spot.
All right. Well, we'll wait a second then. Go ahead.
I just took it back up a little bit. It looks better now.
Plus, my man just be throwing hands. Anybody that throw hands, bro, I respect.
I mean, so. I shall be throwing hands with cursed spirits, fists.
But nah, you're not throwing no hands, though. You like a telepath almost. You just taking people's bodies over and stuff. You really ain't no. Why
are you talking so much trash?
I'm not talking trash. I'm just saying you really ain't banging like that. Like you out there,
Hey,
though. Like, but you ain't like.
We could
You ain't
go.
out
We
there.
could run the ones. Like we can.
Nah, you don't want to do that. Our curse techniques don't match up well. You
We
about to
can
get
throw out
thrashed.
the fisticuffs. We
You
can
about to
throw
get
on the
thrashed,
fisticuffs. Come on, man.
No, I ain't gonna hurt your
Come on,
feelings
man.
like that. You good?
Okay, all right. Let's move on before we get a little
Hey,
too hostile in here.
And speaking of throwing hands, man, and banging, let's talk about the anime, man.
What we got on the menu today, man? What are we talking about?
We're gonna talk about
Wistoria? I just kind of spoiled it for you. How did it make you feel?
You definitely cut me off, and you was being petty. You was being petty. It's all good. though.
Wistoria? Okay.
You was
Nice.
being petty. It's
Hey,
cool.
can you tell us about Wistoria, friend?
You know, if y'all ever seen Mashal, it's kind of similar to Mashal a little bit in terms of like the world of how it is. But in a world with magic reigns, you have Will, who can't cast any spells. He's hardworking. He's very kind. But despite all of that, you know, all of Will's classmates think less of him because he's not able to use magic.
They are haters.
Oh yeah, for sure, big time.
That's all they
Everybody.
are.
That's the professors included.
They don't want to see him win.
No, not at all, not at all. But this is a good one, y'all. I think y'all gonna enjoy this for sure. I enjoyed it. Well, you know what? Let's just talk about it.
Can we just talk?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give you the floor. Go ahead, keep going.
What you want to talk about first, man? That's my question.
God, I gave you the space and you just folded, bro. Let's
Can
talk
we
about
just
this.
talk about where we're going? All right, let's go. Let's get it.
Let's talk about the vegetables,
Bruh.
bro.
Vegetables. Baby bok choy, $21. Enoki mushrooms, $23. Water chestnuts, $19. Shiitake mushrooms, $15. Bamboo shoots, $17. Red bell pepper, $12. Green onions, $6. Corn, $5. Bean sprouts, $8.
Yeah,
So
I just want to
guys,
get straight
as
into
soon-
the vegetables on this one.
I already got a mouthful on that. A mouthful of vegetables for you guys.
Right, the way you could be phrasing things a lot
I got a
differently. but
mouthful of vegetables for you guys. Here, get ready to. I'm gonna spit these out for you guys real quick.
Go ahead. Is it? Ugh. Bro, your microphone wet, bro.
I spit out the veggies, bro. What you
Nah,
mean?
your,
I did what I
your
said I was
microphone
gonna do.
gotta be wet after that.
I mean, it's dripping. I gotta wipe it off with a little cloth I have
That's
here.
disgusting.
All right. Anyways, hey guys, Wistoria. The first thing you'll notice while you click on this episode, you're gonna notice a freaking immaculate. Oh my god, I can't even. I'm thinking of words, and they're not. Those words I'm thinking of are not good enough to describe how well the design. Oh my god,
That dog stellar.
I'm having a stroke. But yeah.
Dude, that's some kind
Dude,
of animation, bro.
That's some animation, bro. Everything from the color choice to the characters and their fluidity throughout the motion with the terrain and the fighting with the animation on the spells and the magic and the oh my god, and Will and Sion or Shion, however you want to say it, Alfaria, however you want to say that, I don't know. They're all just drawn beautifully, man. It's top notch. It's really. My socks are gone. I don't have my socks. They've been knocked off.
Dude,
I'm really sockless right now. The dogs are out.
them toes is blown
Hey,
away.
join the Discord if you want to see that. Anyways,
See what? Hold on. Pause.
no.
See
Don't-
your socks get blown off, or see your feet? What you saying?
So guys, my vegetables probably gonna be.
No, what you saying? We demand to know what you saying.
You can't just join the Discord and you'll know. You'll find out.
All right, I'm gonna join then.
Hey, it's a special treat for you guys, or not guys, or I don't know,
Everybody
everybody.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants to see. I want to see. They want to
Everybody.
see. We're gonna find out.
All right, man. Hey, join up. You see, you might get some. You might have some nightmares, but it's okay.
Oh Lord, never mind then. Keep going, bro.
All right.
You gonna deter them away from that? It's all about some
No.
Ramen.
Let's not. Okay, I have some notes. All right, I'm gonna consult the notes here. We get a little action scene to begin with, right? We get Will. He's going against some red demon like monster, and that red demon like monster, he's big and he's strong. Okay, he's punching at Will. Our nerdy looking guy with he's skinny. You know, he's got no meat on his bones. Or actually, you know what? He's the ultimate sleeper build. How about that?
True.
I have respect for Will. If you walk up to Will, you would expect him to be, you know, just the meek, meager, you know, just I'm a quiet type. I read books, you know. I twirl my hair when I talk sometimes. You know, girls like it sometimes, but most people think I'm a nerd. But you know, it's cool. He's that guy who could also whoop everybody in school while being that at the same time. So that's extra points in my opinion. So I mean,
sure.
yeah. The character design, the fight scenes. What are you thinking, man?
No, I gotta agree with you on that. I mean, Will definitely got a sleeper build kind of body. You would not think he can get down the way that he get down. I mean, he looked kind of just like I guess, you know, just to say a lack of better words, just kind of like a nerd or a person that really hit the books real hard, and that's it. And I think that's what everybody else kind of see him as too. That's why they kind of joke on him, because if they really knew who Will was or how strong Will was, they wouldn't be making jokes like that.
Well,
Go ahead.
I feel like if Will was, you know, willing to put his hands on somebody for doing him wrong, he would probably not have that happen anymore. But he's a nice guy.
That's true. But I feel like Will had the Uncle Ben conversation early in his life. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. I feel like he wields his power very well and very responsible.
I did not have that talk. I needed it. I got behind the 14-wheeler truck and I was just, you know, running people over. So what I'm thinking for the vegetables, because I really think, all the aesthetics, like how pleasing they were for my eyes. Are you good?
Yeah. I was letting this car pass. That joint was loud.
Oh, I thought you were calling the cops. All right. Anyways. Oh, you didn't hear what I said.
I heard you say you killed somebody, but
no, I said I was running people over.
I'm just gonna let the podcast speak for itself, bro. if you get arrested because of this, bro, that's on you.
I'll edit it up.
Nah, I'm doing the editing. I'm leaving all this in.
All right, well, we're gonna have a lawsuit, another lawsuit. How many lawsuits is that?
You gonna be in trouble, not me.
All right, we'll figure it out, bro. We'll figure it out.
Ain't nothing to figure out.
I'll let you.
You going to jail?
I'll let you guys.
You going
guys
to jail?
join the.
I'm telling.
Guys, join the Reddit. I'll let you guys know what happens in the court
You
proceedings.
going to jail? I'm telling.
Come on, man. I have people who take out people who tell.
Well, hey, the
keep
podcast
that
will
in
be
mind.
released. I'll make sure it's
Keep that in-
released.
No. I said I'm gonna edit it. Just keep that in mind.
Nah,
Moving
no
forward.
need. There's
Moving
no
forward.
need. I
moving
got you.
forward.
Yeah, moving forward. Go ahead.
All right.
All right,
Anyways.
what you talking about? What was that?
I just finished the phone call. All right. Can we get to the ranking? Would you like to get to the ranking?
Oh, you ain't have nothing else to say?
Do you have anything to say?
I mean,
Well, I feel like
for sure.
I feel like on anime like this, when the graphics are at such a high level, they are taken to such a high like degree of like just.
I mean, it's remarkable for sure.
I feel like it puts it in a separate category already, just based off animation alone. So you get the solo leveling, you get Jujutsu Kaisen, you get this, you get what's another one, Eminence and Shadow, where just based off the graphics alone, you don't have to see anything else or like watch any bit of the story unfold, and you'll get everything or like just every bit of enjoyment plus more once you actually find out how good the story is.
The visuals is amazing. But there's a few things I do want to add about the visuals, though, that I noticed and I wrote down.
Okay.
And also, you know, we also talk about the sound in the intro and the outro, too, in the veggies. So, for starters, at the beginning, within the first minute of the show, I feel like they did a great job of immersing us. And there's a song that's playing underneath that fight that you was mentioning when Will was fighting against I guess it's kind of like the Minotaur kind of bull-like demon.
I think they had a name for it, but I don't think I wrote it down.
Yeah, so they did a great job of pretty much like immersing us into the show. And I wrote it down between like the 49-second to like 59-second mark. There's this song that's like playing underneath the battle, and you just hear these faint voices and undertones of like this. It sounds like it's a woman, of this like woman just giving like these faint little or sounds or tonal sounds.
Oh,
and that joint's beautiful, bruh.
Can we get an example?
I cannot give you an example. I
I
try to
know
give
what
you
you're
an example, that
talking
joint kind of like, I can't do it, bro.
Go ahead. No, you got it.
That's right. I
Go
did
ahead.
not have
Can we
it,
get
bro.
a chant for? Can we get a
I
chant
did
for
not have it.
Tay?
It was just- I'm not giving- I'm not doing it no justice, but it was just a nice little harmonic tone.
Okay, it was do it.
That she
Go
was
ahead.
doing. I did it, bro. I just tried it.
One more
Stop trying to
time, please.
embarrass me on the podcast, bro.
One more time, please.
Bro, it was something like, but I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it right. It was a lot more subtle than that.
Bro,
Bro, chill
like
out.
that? I hope it was
not like
more
that.
subtle
She
than
sounded like
that.
she was dying.
Bro, if no, that's what you sounded like. If they put that sound in there, that would be terrible. I would have nightmares.
It wasn't the right sound, bro. But but it was beautiful. Take my word for it. When you watch it, listen for it. It was amazing. But it really,
I agree.
It really helped immerse me into the show, out the gate. I would also like to touch. I like when they were doing the flashbacks, and the flashbacks didn't seem abrupt either.
I had a feeling we were going to talk about it.
Oh, you thought I was gonna say something negative about it?
Well, because there was two different flashbacks, but they weren't of the same person. One was the mages, the Magi Evander, which we'll get into in the story, but
Yeah.
the other was Will in his background, or in the orphanage with, what's her name again? Elfaria.
Elfia,
Yes, in
yeah.
Elfaria. But yeah, I when it happened, I was like, that was a lot of flashbacks. But then at the same time, I was like, okay, well, not really, because they keep progressing the story, and then that one flashback tells you exactly who Elfaria is, and then we get a little bit of Will's relationship with her, as they're kids and playing around. So it was a very necessary flashback.
Yeah, but you know what? And I don't have a problem with those flashbacks, because I feel like both flashbacks, I learned two different things, but they also connected. So in the first flashback with the what are they called? The
Magi Evander.
Magni Evander. In the first flashback, we get an understanding of like what the world is, how the world is the way that it is right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Why magic is supreme.
Exactly. Why magic is supreme. It's because it literally changed the entire world. People were able to see the sun and have a sky and stuff again. Like that's huge. Okay. Now we see why magic is very important, why people view it the way they view it. The next flashback, we get to see Will with his friend, but the way that they connected, and the reason I don't have a problem with it either is because we find out that his friend's a Magi Evander.
The youngest ever.
Yeah, the youngest ever. So it's like they connected the two, and I'm okay with that because I got like two different flashbacks. Both I learned something new from, and they also connect well with one another. I like that.
Absolutely.
But I also like that. I like the visuals they use with it. So when they started doing the flashbacks, I don't know if you noticed, but it was a projector sound that they used, and then it reeled up.
I did.
Like, I like that because like when you
He
hear
had a
that
filter
projector
over it
sound,
as well.
it took me straight to elementary school. I instantly had a feeling of nostalgia with it.
Were they good nostalgia or bad? Because
Yeah, I mean, it was
elementary school
fine,
was
but it's like
iffy.
it's the fact that like I associated with something in my past immediately when I heard it.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree.
And so like it just sets the mood right there. Boom. Flashback, nostalgia. We know we're reminiscing. This is something in the past. Like I was immediately just put right into it, no problem. Didn't feel abrupt.
There was a filter over it as well.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna bring up too. It was a filter over that gave it like a slight grain. It also gave it that emotion kind of aesthetic and look to it. Because if you ever look at like when you develop in film when it's negative, it has that emotion kind of rustic brown kind of color. Like all of those things, bro, they like very subtle, but it draws you in. Like it immediately takes you to straight to a nostalgic feeling.
I agree. I mean, elementary school was a time where I had to dodge poop being thrown, but I mean, other than that, the
Where did
projector,
you go to
like,
school? What?
Well, other than that, you know, like the
Where were you
projector.
at?
It was a, yeah. I don't want to throw them under the bus.
Yeah, go
you know?
ahead. Yeah, I ain't
I don't wanna
gonna.
throw them
We ain't
under
gonna
the
bring up
bus.
no trauma like that. But I'm interested though. That's crazy.
Hopefully they stop throwing poop.
I'm sure.
But
I mean,
we'll-
they
you
should
know.
be grown.
Well,
I would hope so.
well, you can't really have too high expectations of people nowadays.
That's
But
tough.
anyways,
That's
yeah, I do agree with you. I concur with what you said. I like the projector sound. I didn't really notice it. It's kind of a subtle detail when you have an ear for, you know, the sound aspect, because you really focus on sound and everything we watch. You know, that's something you notice, and that's why I appreciate you. That's why we as an audience
Oh, thank you.
appreciate you. Okay.
You know what? I appreciate you too, man.
All right. Anyways.
Dang. Okay. All right. Oh my. My bad.
No. Thank you.
My fault.
Nah, I'm just not good at taking. I'm not good at touchy feeling moments.
I know what you mean. I got you.
Yeah, but that concludes most of the vegetables. Without the action scenes, you know, we should get into the action scenes a little bit. Talk about the first one, the second
yeah.
one. The second one actually being my main one I want to focus on, because there was a lot that unfolded, right? So we already introduced this character, Sion. He is a hater. He's a class A hater. He's a ultimate. He's him in the regards of being a hater. Okay, he's him. He's that guy. He's that hater. Okay. So when he sees Will, his blood starts boiling. Like he has a fire attribute as well for his magic. So he's hot headed. It seems. So we don't. It seems like they have a history as well. But we'll get into that when we get to the noodles.
Bruh,
But
bruh, hold on. Before you get to you get any further, bruh, have you ever seen? It's this movie, bro, that got Ice-T in it, bro. And one of the references in that joint is like, "I want to kill you so bad, my penis get hard." Have you
oh
ever
my
heard that?
goodness. What? No. Hey.
Bruh.
But that's a good analogy.
Bruh,
But
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I kind of think of when I think of homeboy Sion. It's just like he don't like Will so much, bro. He just get an erection, bro. That's just crazy.
He takes a personal affront to it. He's like, I'm offended that you at my school. I'm gonna try to get you expelled. I'm gonna make sure that you die, most likely. Like it seems like he'd rather have Will be dead than alive.
Yeah. He definitely got a grudge against him.
If we could talk to Sion's parents, you know, we get somebody to talk to
But his
him.
parents probably the same way.
Yeah, you know, apple doesn't fall far, but it is what it is. You know, as I was alluding to, the entire fight scene with him, we watched him go into the dungeon to try to spite. He's trying to get back at Will in some way. I'm not gonna explain it too much until we get into the meat. But that fight, it starts off with like the stakes being raised immediately from 0 to 100. We see blood. I'm not expecting to see blood at all in this anime. I'm expecting it to be a little lighthearted, you know, friendly.
But when we
you know,
did see it,
anime.
it was drawn beautiful.
Yeah, and it was like, oh my goodness, that's real blood. It was like never did I think while watching it, I was like, oh, that was an ugly little scene.
Yeah.
You know, dude, the action scenes
That was
are
a shocker.
crisp.
That was a shocker. But,
Yes.
Oh my god, the action scenes. Go
I
ahead.
cannot
They
begin.
just mwah.
I can't gush over them enough. Okay, the action scenes are the pinnacle of what makes this anime great, in my opinion. And I'm gonna spoil it now. I think this anime is great. The action scenes are exactly what everybody wants when they see action scenes. Nothing is cut unless it's cut to make it like refocus on a different part of the action, and it's gonna be just as good, if not better. There's like 10 different cuts during each fight, and each one you're getting a healthy dose of the action, and you're getting Will running around setting up his next attack, and then you're watching that attack unfold, and then you see how each attack strings together. You're not getting any whiplash because there's 4 or 5 different cuts to different scenes where he looks like he's doing a different action. It's each action happening in sequence, and it's so fluid and it's so sexy.
Yeah, the choreography is amazing.
dude. This could be like some of the best choreography I've seen this year.
But I'm in complete agreement with you. Like I feel like out of all the anime I've seen this year, this might, like, in terms of visuals, this actually might be the best.
The creme de la creme.
This looks like a movie.
Yeah.
This looks like a film. This episode is a film to me.
It looks like a lot of money was put into it.
Yeah, like this is this looks like a complete animated film.
Speaking of which,
go ahead.
I'm gonna look up the studio real quick
Oh, see,
because I did mention that I wanted to start bringing that up. Produced by
says
Actus
Studio
and Bandai.
Bandai.
Oh, Bandai,
Yeah.
Bandai, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I mean, I haven't, like, when you think about Bandai, what else do you think?
But when I think Bandai, I just think of video games.
I think of Bleach. I think of Naruto.
Dragon Ball,
Yeah, yeah.
One Piece.
So they all are known for action.
That's why I say when I think of Bandai, I think more so video games, because they made Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi, and they did the One Piece games, so like Game Boy Advance and everything like that. So that's why I think, like, when I think Bandai, I'm thinking more so video games than anything else. So I'm kind of shocked, really, to see that they had a hand to do with this animation.
I mean, I'm shocked at the fact that it looks this good.
Yeah, no, it does look amazing for sure. But yeah, they did a great job.
I did note during the second fight scene that while Sion was on the ground, we talked about it while the episode was happening, but he's on the ground, scared for his life, as he should be. He's in imminent danger. He's using his wide array of spells. I'm sure he has plenty of spells that we haven't seen at this point, but like our introduction to him is actually him using one of his fancy spells. He uses a fancy spell from like halfway back in a classroom to aim his fire to hit the minerals on the counter in front of Will, and he does it with accuracy and doesn't hit Will or anything. He's like, it shows a really precise control of his magic, and then for him to throw that out the window while he's in any sense of danger and start just shooting the most generic fire spell you can shoot that does no damage, and he's seeing that it's doing no damage.
Fireball.
He said, "I'm going to shoot this until I can't shoot anymore, bro."
One of these is
Fireball,
gonna
fireball.
get
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't even scratching him. He was
Nah, not
about
at
to
all.
die, and then Will saves him. But we'll get into that when we get to the story. But I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready to let them know what I think.
Yeah. I'm good too. I don't have anything else to note, but I'll say this: the music for the intro and
that's what I
outro.
was about to say.
I thought the music was really good.
Very good intro. The intro is well animated as well. Like everything.
Yeah.
Every part of this animation is just
For sure. My last note, I like that they did not spoil anything in the intro or outro.
That's true. It's something you don't even think about when it's not spoiling something, but when you go back and think about it, it's like, hey, that was cool. And then because you'll notice halfway through the series or season, they'll change it and they'll start adding the spoilers or the new characters. So yeah,
Yep.
I hope to see them do something like that. But that's cool.
Yeah, but I like that. But go ahead. What
Yeah.
you giving it? What you thinking?
For
What's your
me,
ingredient?
I don't know if it's going to be a surprise to anybody. I'm going high grade. I thought about giving it the max, and then I did. Enoki mushrooms for 23.
This dude, you got me a little bit. I was gonna say, what you gonna give me? You're not gonna give me Max.
Yeah, max. Big money over here. Big
Yeah,
mushrooms.
I'm gonna have to go with you on this one, man. I'm going Enoki mushrooms too, because I honestly don't have a problem with anything in this category. So I'm going high
loved
grade Enoki
everything.
mushrooms.
I loved everything about it.
$23.
Man. Well, hey, let's keep it pushing. Let's keep pushing that P.
All right, let's keep pushing the P then.
All right, brother. What do you...
Let's do it,
I was
bro.
talking about the noodles a little bit. I was talking about our characters.
You want to go to the?
So-
Yeah, let's go to the characters. Let's slow it down. Go to the characters.
Noodles. Shirataki noodles, $19. Harusame noodles, $20. Udon noodles, $22. Vegan noodles, $15. Soba noodles, $13. Rice noodles, $17. Instant noodles, $6. Egg noodles, $8. Spaghetti, $5.
For starters, let's get with the main guy, Will. We already talked about his description a little bit, but he's a frail character. He's been bullied all his life for being not a magicless person in a world where people only value people with magic.
I would like to actually modify that. I wouldn't say it's all his life. He's been bullied since he got to the academy.
At this point, we don't know how people outside of the academy are. So I don't know if people in his life were just bullying him because he was. Actually,
That's
he
fair.
could be an orphan because he had no
He
magic.
is an orphan. He said he's an orphan.
No. I'm saying he could be an orphan because he had no magic. Like, and maybe his parents disowned him for that reason.
Oh. Ooh.
We don't know yet.
That's a good point.
I'm feeling that's probably it because in a world where everybody's so prejudiced, what else? I mean, what else would you want to do with a baby that has no magic?
But does everybody have magic though?
That's the question. I mean,
Yeah, that is a good question.
we'll have to wait and see. But that that could be talked about in the story. But personally, I think Will is a great character. I think his ambitions are clear. He just wants to be in this position to be strong enough to help his childhood friend, who is basically his childhood love, Alfaria.
Yeah, nah, he love her. Nah, he's
They
simping.
both they I think he calls her his girlfriend and she calls him her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, they
But
love each other.
yeah. It's a real love story, but you don't really get to see. It's not like a love story in other anime where it's unfolding and you're having to watch. It's like, oh my goodness, it's kind of overdoing it. They're just so lovey dovey all the time. I kind of want to see some action. This is just like it's action, and then the lovey dovey stuff is you're gonna see that maybe at the end of the series when he finally gets to his girl.
Yeah,
But like right now, you get all the action.
Yeah, I like that they're separated. So it's like they
Yeah,
love
that's
each
what I'm saying.
other. And yeah, that's what. Yeah, no, I was just agreeing. Like I really like that they're
Yeah.
separated, and so like it doesn't allow them to just constantly be all lovey dovey, and she constantly falling over him and pressing up against him and stuff like that.
That also it allows them to stay focused on their goals because when you
Exactly.
see anime characters like each other or love each other, they're usually like, oh, I'm thinking about you, and then my backside is exposed, and then it's a weakness
Yeah.
that is exposed.
Exactly.
But they
and go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say when it's like that, bro. Like sometimes it can be too silly, and so it
Yes.
distracts and takes away from the show when they just constantly doing things like that. So
I feel like one anime that does it right is, well, it's not really exactly the same because Eminence Shadow, I'd say, is one where there's a lot of love interest, but one of them doesn't reciprocate that necessarily. So you get it. It's like goofy, but it's also serious, and it's like
Yeah.
the aura. He gets plus aura when he's sipped over, he's oogled over by all these women, and he doesn't even bat an eye, and they're like really beautiful women. He's like, okay, go do my bidding. It's like it's something about it. So Will, I feel like he has a little bit of a similar situation because there's another girl named Colette, who is a noble from a family who is basically just noble in name, as he pointed out. But she is in love with, I don't know, I might not say in love, but she seems to have very strong emotions for Will, and she's a
For
cool
sure.
character as well. Want to talk about her a little bit?
yeah, I mean there's really not much to say about Colette. I mean she's definitely got it bad for Will, but she also seems like a very good friend and true friend, and she's willing to stand by his side and fight any battle for him and with him. I think
yeah.
that's like a really big thing. Is like she's willing to be like his rock and his support system, especially when he
Yeah.
doesn't really have any friends at the academy.
It makes me wonder how they formed that relationship with him being so ostracized by almost everybody, and then
That is actually
Colette.
I'm pretty sure that's something they'll probably explore.
hopefully.
They'll probably explore that later in the season, because that's actually a good thing to bring up. Like, how did they become friends like that in this kind of environment and climate where they don't like people who can't use magic?
Yeah, and it's more than like friends. Like she is, like anytime anybody might be talking trash about Will, she's probably around the corner waiting to storm in and be like, "Hey, stop talking to Will like that."
I think it has a lot to do with his personality, because and I mean, since we talking about characters, like Shion said this himself, like when he was talking to Will, and I feel like everybody acknowledges this about Will. He says kindness and hard work won't make you a great mage. So it's like everybody knows he's a good guy.
Yeah, they have a
Everybody
reason to
knows.
like him.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Everybody knows he's a good guy. Everybody knows he's hard working. So like you have a lot of reasons to like Will. You just allowing your prejudice of him not having magic guide you and being like, no, I don't want to like him. When you have no
Okay,
reason not
yeah.
to like him.
Yeah. The perfect example of that is Sion, where it's literally his. I feel like his entire character is hatred for Will. So far,
Yeah.
all we've known or all we've seen is him think about Will and think about him not having magic, and think about what he wants to do because he doesn't have magic. You know, it's like, hey, maybe focus on yourself, man. Get a haircut.
Maybe
That's
learn something
ugly.
different
It's
than
an ugly
Fireball.
haircut. Yeah, fireball, fireball. You're about to die. He had to save your life because you're so focused on him. You didn't want to get into spell book and learn some new spells, buddy. It's not
Yeah.
good enough. Not gonna cut it.
Sure.
But yeah, Shion, he's kind of pathetic in my opinion. I've seen characters like him before, and I know he's relatable to some people. I'm not gonna trash anybody or how they act, but he's just a hater, man. And when he sees Will do anything that other people see as admirable, or maybe he can get some credit for it, he'll probably be the first to shut their flame down, poop on their party. He'd be like, "Hey guys, he's still a loser, right?" And everybody laughs with him. So he's just popular because he's mean to Will, it seems. And he has a little bit of a standing with his nobility. And he has some lackeys that follow him around who shall not be named.
Were they even named? I can't even remember their names.
No,
I'm not
no.
even gonna lie.
That's why they shall not be named.
But I'll say though,
One of them almost died. I'm sorry. Just go ahead.
he did get bodied. But I would say Sion's definitely a little hot-headed for sure. I don't
little?
dislike him though. I mean, he's hot-headed when it comes to Will.
Compared to Bakugo.
They're both hot-headed. I would say they're very similar characters.
Yeah.
But he's hot-headed, but I don't know. I don't dislike him though.
I feel like I might not hate him, but I feel like I need to see more from him. If it's literally them going through every episode and he's on the same exact streamline of thought, where he's just, hey, Will, I see you and I see red. I want to kill you. That's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
It's gonna get repetitive.
Yeah. I don't know. When I look at him, I can see him having like a really good character redemptive arc. Like, he's not dislikable to me. Like, I just don't look at him and be like, oh, I absolutely loathe this character. Like, no, I was like, yeah, he treats Will like dirt, but something about him, and maybe it is just his aura, the way that he's drawn. Like, he's drawn actually very well. His character design is nice. It makes me not completely dislike this character. I just feel like there's something rewarding down the line with him, where he seems to have potential and promise. I'll say that.
Basically, it's just like he beats up people. He picks on weak people, but he looks cool, so it's cool.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
and
enough.
then
Maybe you're just
the
a bad
next-
person, but fair enough.
That's true. And I would say the next two characters we could talk about probably is Professor Werkner and Kiki.
Oh yeah. So I mean, Kiki is just a cat, and no dialogue yet. We don't really get any explanation on what she is, where she came from, if it's a familiar or what. We just
Kiki?
There's Kiki. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a familiar. Professor
Okay,
Werkner
so-
said he gave Will the familiar.
I guess I was not paying attention. I was too focused looking at the beautiful aesthetics of the classroom they were in.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kiki, there's been no impact made by Kiki so far, other than Will having somebody to talk to. That I've seen, that could change very quickly. Kiki could be like a familiar that's able to transform into something that helps Will use his physical force to dominate opponents. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like Kiki probably is there just to keep an eye on him, especially I'm assuming from what I saw in the dungeon, just so they can keep an eye and make sure he's okay. For Professor Werkner, at least.
So you think Kiki's just there to be not a bodyguard, security system?
I would say like a friend and also like a watchful eye.
Okay. I feel like that's kind of depressing. So you
mean-
you get gifted a familiar, but it's really just your teacher saying they think you're gonna get yourself killed, so they're gonna have to keep an eye on you without you knowing.
No. It's more so like I think it's like a friend and also like a watchful eye. So like I guess if you want to look at it that way, it can be depressing. But if I look at it in the sense of like my professor intentionally gave me this familiar, before I can have a friend to go around with me all day throughout school and everybody's pretty much ostracizing me, my professor cares.
True.
So,
But I feel like if the professor has the ability to see through Kiki's eyes, and Kiki's with Will when he's getting bullied and tormented by these kids, and Professor Workner does nothing, and also is a double-edged sword. He's like, hey, you saw what happened when I, got my head dunked in the toilet and almost drowned. And then they, started beating my behind parts, my rear end with a large wooden
but that's
spoon.
if he's always watching though. He still has classes and stuff to teach, like, so he can't always be watching.
I mean, he can't always miss it,
He can't. He has to use the crystal ball to do it. So like, if he's not around the crystal ball and he's teaching his class, he's just not gonna know what happened.
I'm assuming he's used the crystal ball more than one time. We've only seen him use it once in the episode, but if he has used it more than one time, then I'm sure he's, hey, let me check in on Will randomly, throughout the day.
I feel like he does if he knows that Will's going to the dungeon. Otherwise, if he's just doing it randomly throughout the day, like, Will might be sitting on the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
And Kiki's just staring.
Yeah, Kiki is there.
Oh no, we have a different issue. What's going on with Kiki?
I mean, she like a cat, so it's like,
Get out of the bathroom. No, you were not a cat. You were familiar. It's very different.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't look at it in the sad way.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I'll choose to look at it like it had negative, connotations behind it.
That's fair. But yeah, I mean,
just a negative mindset person, just
yeah. I looked at it as a good thing. Like, like, hey, he's looking out for him. That's what's up. Like, he looking out for him, and Kiki looking out for him when nobody else is. Hey,
so. Colette.
I mean, yeah, but
Colette.
He didn't have her at the beginning. He probably had Kiki first, then Colette.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
That's true. Really... I don't know that. But I know he had Professor Workner first.
I don't know how long they've had a relationship.
I would say. See, I will say he had him first.
I'll say every character in this that we've been introduced to has a good bit of depth, but we don't really get into their depth. We don't really get into more than Will's depth and his background, and we like establishing the whole anime and who these major characters are and what his goal is and whatnot. So we don't really get to see like him meeting these people. So he knows a bunch of people, but we don't know how long he knows them or why, like what their real relationship is. So at first when I saw Shion, I'm like, okay, when he first used the fire spell, I'm like, okay, is he's trying to help Will? He's trying to help him because he didn't want him to get embarrassed. And then I see it hit. It makes the chemistry experiment happen, successfully. And then he's flaunting about it. So I'm like, okay, so I guess he's a bad guy. And then, as it happens or as more unfolds, you find out he's, crazy, evil. But
yeah,
I still don't really know who Professor Workner is. I just know that he's helping Will, and I think he's a counselor.
He's a professor.
A professor of something. I should pay more attention, guys.
I think he does, like, if I remember correctly, I think he does like the writing stuff.
Oh yeah, the script.
Yeah,
the magic script work. I forgot the spell.
Yeah.
Spell writing.
Spell writing, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, Will doesn't have any prominence in that, so there's no reason for him to take the class. It literally would just be him going in there to watch people do something he can't.
No. Spell, like, writing is a very important, actually. That's one of the things they said he's really good at, is writing.
They said he was good at praxis.
He's good at he's focusing on writing and praxis to get all of his credits, but he's an excellent writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
He takes a lot of
how I'm
professor.
missing all this stuff.
You say what?
I don't know how I was missing stuff that you're catching, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
But
like a noob.
But yeah, I don't know. You're right though. We don't really know whether Professor Workner has been around for a while. I'm just assuming. I don't know. I'm looking at this as like a magic council kind of thing. So I feel like there have to be like some kind of like assembly or a meeting in order for him to be actually admitted into the school. So that's why I was like, oh, Professor Workner probably been around for a while.
That's actually something that we should actually harp on when we get to the story. But
okay, yeah, well, let's go ahead. I mean, I don't have anything else to say really.
I mean, I like the characters. I think they're well designed. I think that their personality comes through pretty well on screen. Colette, she's a little bit, in my opinion, she's a little a little cringy sometimes, where she's storming up to people and then just wagging her finger at them. It's kind of kind of cringy, but
I like it though.
I like it. I like her. She's a cool girl. She's a noble with a good heart, helping Will. So I have no gripes with her. Shion, the only issue I have with Shion is the fact that he was about to die and was shooting some fireballs, some little pea shooter fireballs. I don't like that. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
He could have fought a little harder for his life. I give you that.
He could have fought for his life. He was just screaming and flailing.
I mean,
That's
I guess
embarrassing.
when you're in that kind of predicament, bro, it's scary.
Will was
freeze
like,
up a little bit.
Man, Will was like, I could let you die. I don't have to save him. Look at him.
That's true.
He's so
He
stupid.
did say that.
Look
If
at
he
this
would have let him
stupid
die, I
idiot
would
with
have
the
lost
red
all
hair.
respect for Will.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what I wanted to happen. Let's go ahead and give her our new
Yeah, let's
selection.
let's do it.
I don't really anything to discredit these characters, and I see a lot to like about Will. I see a lot to like about his people, Colette. I don't know anything about Althuria yet. Shion, I see a dynamic character with him that is gonna play off of Will a lot. Is gonna be in the story a lot because of his need to his obsession with Will. So I'm excited to see what happens. So all that being said, I'm going high grade noodles. I'm gonna go hot asami noodles for 20.
You gonna hire something, bro? I had a feeling you was gonna do that for some reason.
They're not really giving me personality off the charts, charisma off the charts. I'm not really falling in love, but they're really well thought out, well designed characters.
Okay.
No gripes from me.
I'm going udon noodles for 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maxed out.
I'm going high grade udon noodles for 22 on this one because I like the characters. And one of the things I'll
like
say,
them?
I mean I really like the characters. But this is why I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it udon. I really like the fact that even though we saw a whole classroom, we saw a number of students, I like the fact that they took the time and they just focused on a handful. We only really got to see the story and hear from Colette, from Shion, Will, Professor Workner, and then
Professor Edward.
Professor Edward, and then Afaria.
Alfar, yes. So are you saying you're giving it extra points due to that?
I'm giving it extra points because I like the fact that they kept it small, and they kept it. Even though we're in this vast school, they kept the story, they kept the character development localized.
Okay.
I feel like I got to have a lot of screen time with the characters to really get even if it's just kind of like a surface level understanding of those characters.
I
Whereas
agree.
some anime jump around to too many characters or introduce 6 or 8 characters in one joint,
Yeah.
and it's just like, this is too many names. I can't, this is way too many names thrown at me. Like, what was that one anime we watched, man, with all the swords, bro? It was like 20 characters in that first episode, bro.
With all the swords?
Yeah, bro. It was the joint when there's like the dudes go back in time and they're like all swords, but they like been like
given
yes.
bodies. It was
like 20 characters in that joint, bro.
They were
I'm
all
like,
different
bruh.
swords with long names and like, whoa.
Bruh, I'm sitting when we was watching that joint, I'm sitting down writing. I'm writing more than I'm watching the joint because there's so many names. I'm like, okay, this person, that person, this person. It's like, does these names even matter? So like, I like the fact that they kept it localized like that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I admire that. Yeah, and like even though they introduced these other characters, like they're important, but they're all characters that help kind of support Will's story between like what he's trying to do, and so I like it. I really like that.
I will have to say that I agree with most of what you're saying, but the fact that you're giving extra points due to that, the focusing on the main characters, it has been done before.
For sure.
In other anime.
Oh yeah. I agree, but I mean, I also really like the character design, and I like how these characters are going. Like I said, even though I saw Shion, and I'm like, okay, he a hater, but I don't just like outright dislike him. He's a hater, but he doesn't come off like he's just hating for no reason. I don't know why. Like, I just don't see him as just like he hating for no reason in the sense like he's hating because dude doesn't have any magic, but He also just
He's
come
just
off to me
racist.
like a jealous teen.
He's just racist, bro.
I don't know. I get more like jealous teen than anything.
But what if it's a healthy dose of everything?
Like a healthy dose of like jealous teen and racist. I don't think neither one of those is healthy.
He's no, bro.
I
They're
don't
not.
think you can have a healthy balance of
not.
that.
No, it's a cereal bowl full of hatred. To start the day.
But that's my justification for it.
I respect it. I can't go above Harasame, just simply because, like, if Sion had died in that scene, I wouldn't have cried. I wouldn't have been heartbroken. I wouldn't have jumped out of my chair. So I have no attachment to Sion yet. So, I mean, that scene where he was in peril, in imminent peril, once, like, even seeing his friends get punched into a wall, like, at the speed of sound, and almost, it looked like they would have died on impact, but I guess they didn't somehow. But even seeing that, I was like, oh dang, and I kind of let out a chuckle. Like, I'm not a sick, twisted person, but it was like, I don't know these guys, and I think they're mean to my guy Will. He's like a nice guy, so screw them. They can get punched into a wall.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean, for sure. I didn't have any sympathy for him either. Like, they definitely got the karma they deserve for that.
And I feel like Sion is the head of all the hatred, So he's like, if he got punched into a wall too, why would I feel any worse for him?
Okay. Hey, look. I mean, I get what you're saying. I understand.
Somebody got to punch him into a wall.
That's fair points, but and I feel like what happened to him was a humbling moment. Hopefully.
I feel like people like him, he's gonna hold on to it.
Probably.
Like, oh my God. You saved
probably
my
would,
life.
but I don't know. I like him. I like the
freaking
character.
mudblood.
I think there's something there.
You mudblood muggle.
What?
You mudblood muggle.
I don't
That's
actually
what they called
sound
him.
like it could be.
That's what they called him in Harry Potter. You mudblood. Well, yeah. Let's not go around saying calling people mudblood, guys. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into the meats. Let's get nice and oily and meaty.
Oh, hey, you need someone to read the menu to you? Sure, no problem. Our high-grade meats are Wagyu beef, $27. Lobster, $24. Matsutake mushrooms, $22. For our mid-grade, chicken, $14. Shrimp, $19. Pork belly, $17. And our low-grade meats are tofu, $12. Spam, $8. Hot dogs, $5. Broths, miso, $10. Shio, $12. Tonkotsu, $15.
How you feeling about the story? What you like and dislike?
So I can break it down for you guys right now. Okay? Would you like me to do that?
I'm listening. Go ahead. Let me hear the beat drop.
All right. Beat drop.
Nah, you get a 2. You get a 2. Go ahead. Let me hear what you.
All right.
Ingredients are. You got a 2 out of 10.
Well, you could take it back.
Nah, I'm not taking it back.
All right, I'm not taking that back. That mail I sent to your house.
What you
Anyways,
send
so for my,
it seemed like you couldn't take it back anyway. It seemed like you sent this out earlier today.
yeah, true. Good point. My bad. But we can finish. We can at least finish this podcast. But
That's tough.
when we start off, I'm like, okay, is this gonna be another? We get a magical world, magic everywhere. Everybody, our main character uses magic. Okay, I found out he doesn't have magic, so I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be another one where it's just he's at odds with everybody in the world, and he's gaining the favor from everyone slowly because he's doing courageous acts and great feats without having any magic. So he gains the respect, and I'm like, I guess that might be it. But you see, there's a love story intertwined with it, and it's like, okay, love story with one of the strongest people in the world. You gotta love it. Childhood friend, she has cool hair. I like her blue hair. That's my favorite color, blue. Baby blue. I love to see it. So we see she's in a tower. She's a Magia Vander. We see that Will he's still in the trenches, man. He's still fighting to make a name for himself in the school full of magical students. I'm sure they're all of noble blood. You know, they got some kind of prestige on their names. So we see Will, and I'm assuming going from an orphanage, he has no standing still at this point. There's a time skip where we don't really get to see what happens from him being an orphan to being in school. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, they're probably going to hate Will regardless, even if he did have magic, right? Because he's not a noble. So him being magicless it just amplifies that. So I'm seeing Shion, who's noble. I'm seeing all these people who are noble, and their way they treat Will is very like standard for what you would expect from the people in that standing and that kind of power dynamic. And even when Will is getting bullied, he doesn't say anything. Like, he doesn't usually stand up for himself. So it gives me a sense of guy who accepts that he's worse, that he's lesser than, and he persists through that and has a good heart and still tries to help people. And that's literally just a hero, bro. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it seems like we have hero on our hands.
Oh yeah, definitely got a hero here.
Like if I was going to a pool party and I tripped and fell into the pool, Will would probably save me.
If he was there.
I mean, he's quick.
So he's just gonna show up even if he wasn't supposed to be there.
My hero.
All right, this dude falling in love with this dude.
All right, go ahead.
This dude joining the harem.
Oh my god.
What I guess what I was gonna ask you though is, I mean, what did you dislike?
What did I dislike about the story? I didn't like the fact that his teacher has him in a situation, and I'm talking about Professor Workner, when he has Will on the floor and he's bowing. He's like, "I'm sorry, Sumimasen, I didn't mean to go into the dungeon and go to that level and whatnot." He's like, "I've told you countless times that you need spell work, you need spell writing, you need praxis. All three of these come together." I'm like, so if you told him countless times, why are y'all having this discussion right now? Why would he even be in a situation where you're having to tell him again? Like, are you not doing your job as a professor, or is he? What are you really doing if you think that he can't handle it and he's still persisting through and proving you wrong?
Can I chime in on that?
Go ahead.
Like, I feel like Professor Workner is worried about Will, and is worried like a lot about like how people perceive Will, and so I feel like Professor Workner thinks the safest route for Will is probably to stay at a lower level, and he's not going to make them upset or upset the status quo and possibly bring a lot more harm to himself. He's trying to look out for him, but at the same time of trying to look out for him, it's like almost like limiting Will.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. I agree.
Yeah,
to an extent. I feel like he's like a father figure to Will, because Will's an orphan, so he has no parental figure, and he seems to be, like Will seems to look up to him like the most. And he's giving him hugs and whatnot, and he seems to have the closest relationship with him. And then next is Colette, and then the familiar. After obviously Alfaria having the the number one relationship, but I just feel like if you know who Will is, you know how persistent he is, you know his personality, you know how much he wants it, you know what his goals are. His goal is to go and be with his girl, be her sword and whatever. You should be doing your best as the only one who supports him to help him reach that goal. Not telling him you can't do it 24/7. Not like if he is. The only conversation we see between him and Will is him telling Will that he should just give up, then I'm sure that all his conversations kind of go that way, and he's not really a supportive person to Will.
So you don't think he's supportive to Will?
I don't think he's supportive to Will.
I feel like he is. I mean, he gave him the familiar. He's trying to help him like find ways of getting credits.
There's ways to be supportive, and his ways of being supportive are not really. Like he's not really thinking outside the box of how can I do my best to help this magicless student of mine who I have a high amount of respect for. I really want to see succeed. How can I help him?
I feel like he is though.
His idea is being, hey, you just give up. I told you countless times you can't do this. Like that's not helping.
I think Professor Workner wants him to do that. Yes, because he thinks that's going to keep him probably safe, but he also can see that Will doesn't want that. And so I feel like he does take into account that Will has his own dreams and ambitions, and that, he wants to be the Magna Vander. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna still say what I'm gonna say because I want to make sure you're safe, but I see that you want to do this. He's like, okay, you got to get 7,200 points if you want to graduate. It's going to be hard if you can't cast any magic, and right now you're about 10 points short of graduating, and he's like, oh, Will start stressing. He was like, oh, what can I kill? What can I find so I can graduate? And then Professor just tells him what he can have. So I feel like he's very supportive.
True. I feel like he's not as supportive as he could be.
I mean, I feel like I look at him more like a parental figure. Like it's that whole conflict of like, you want your kid to grow, but you also want to keep them safe. And so it's like, I know this is going to be a hard route for you. So I don't want to see you get hurt, but I can see that you want to go this way.
I feel like if he really felt like that, he would then provide Will with a weapon or something. Something more than a familiar who was going to just sit there and watch. But that being said, Professor Wigner has he knows how strong Will is. So I feel like he has a better understanding of what he should be capable of. So, I mean, him saying he should give up on being a Magiavander means something more than what we know, because we don't even know how deep they know each other. So it's like, okay, well, I don't know. There might be something to it. Why is he saying that?
I'll also add, too, is my final point, is that Professor Warner, at the end of the day, is only Will's professor. So there's only so much he can actually help him and support him in doing.
I'm trying to figure out how he got there. How did Will get to the school? How did he end up?
I guess that's something we figure out later.
I mean, I don't know. Like most of these anime where you get a story of them being in school, you get to see the entrance exam. You see, like, the standouts in the entrance exam. You see all the building blocks form, and then you get the story in the school. Versus this, where it's just him. We start off, he's in school. He's already the guy who's been picked on by the professors for not having power. They like to make an example of him. It's like, okay, well, how did we get here? I kind of have an issue with the fact that we just hopped through, and I don't know if we're going to get the rest of the explanation. And I'm curious of how Will went from a simple orphan boy to having so much astronomical power that, I mean, they don't really discuss when he's a kid. They don't really discuss the roots of his ability, of his tremendous strength. They just say that he has tremendous power, and he has the will to go forward and fight to get better every day.
I assume,
give it all. Like, I don't really understand.
Yeah, I just assumed it was because of his countless hours in the dungeon.
You would think that, right? But like, if that's the case, why hasn't anybody else who's magicless been pushing themselves to that extent to see how far they can get? And why were they less capable than Will? What makes Will special?
I mean, I would say there's people that do have a similar strength capacity as Will. The fact that I guess Professor Warner compared him to a dwarf, I would say, meaning that they have about relatively the same amount of strength. So there are people that have the same strength as Will, I would say, in the world.
Where are they at, man? We're not talking.
It's just the first episode. It's the first episode, so
I'm not saying that as a complaint. I'm saying where the dwarves at, man?
I mean, as the season continues, we're gonna see the rest of the world. I'm pretty sure.
Well, this is one of those anime where I really will never not want to see what happens next, because I'm already so entrenched in the freaking animation. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to see how good the next episode looks, regardless of what the story unfolds and shows me. So that being said,
I'm excited to see more.
The setting, the world they're in, the school, it's cool, but it's not really. We don't know anything about the school.
That's true.
We know that there is Magiavanders that the whole world's based off of. We know that everybody was in that school to hopefully one day aspire to become one, and it's usually not going to happen because there's only 12 spots, and you have to be like an exceptional mage. And Eltharia being one at the youngest Magiavander of all time is very hefty, and it shows that Will is in. He's in he's in deep waters in terms of who he's dealing with. He's already dealing with one of the strongest people in the world, so he doesn't have to worry about, I have to make new friends who are strong. He's trying to catch up to somebody, so it gives it a different feeling. So I'm trying to catch up to my girl so I can be with her.
Yeah,
but you don't ever get to see that. I don't think.
You know what? you actually you always see everybody else trying to catch up to the main character. You don't
Yeah.
really get to see the main character trying to chase after somebody else. So yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, especially the fact that it's like a young love versus I just met this girl and she's really gorgeous. This gives you like the fact that there's a mystery.
They got history, bro. They got history.
Yeah, there's a mystery history, and that the mystery history makes it even more powerful because I'm like, okay, well, hopefully we get to see what happened in their history that caused them to be so in love with each other. Because right now we only know that they're childhood friends. I don't really see how. It's not really like a 1-to-1 where you go from childhood friend to deeply in love with each other. It happens, but not it's not really a guaranteed thing. So I want to see how it happens.
I'm excited to discover like what happened, what their relationship's like.
I agree. I just want to see Alfaria on screen. Like seems like
I want to see
cool
her cast some spells.
Yeah. Like the way they gassed her up and propped her on this pedestal. Hey, she's the youngest to ever become one of the top mages. Now we gotta see it. Now I want to see. Let's get some action. So I might be a little butthurt if we don't get any action from her in this first season, but I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like she's the end goal, so we're probably gonna get to see her and will interact maybe at the end of the season, finale or next season.
Honestly, I feel like you probably won't see her cat. You won't see her cast anything until like the end, or maybe not even at all in season 1.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's not an issue, but it's something to point out.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I like it. Everything I'm pointing out, it's not really an issue. I'm just something to take note of. But I can definitely see why people rated this a 4.9 on Crunchyroll.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm about to give it for sure.
Just out of this world. Okay. Let me stick to the guidelines. Okay, we got the setting. I already said something about the setting. The world's cool. The pacing is phenomenal. Like the only time they show him from a young age is us finding out some very, very pivotal information instead of them just showing us or showing Will and his mom or his parents dropping him off at the orphanage, and then we don't really see them ever again. It's like, okay, that was a waste of time. Like there's no wasted time in this anime. Every scene means something. Every scene is adding or moving forward in the story, and it's a very well kept pace, in my opinion.
I agree. No, I agree. I think the pacing was good. I think the story, the setting, everything was well done. I even heard and found out that they were at first supposed to drop this out in like 2022. Or 2021, like something like that. They were supposed to actually release this, but they actually held on to it because they wanted to spend more time of getting the story and the animation right. So they held on to it for like 2 or 3 more years, and now they're releasing it. So I appreciate that they took the time to really make the story better and to make the animation the way that it is now. I think they did a great job.
That's a crazy detail, dude.
Yeah.
There's so many anime that if they did exactly what you just said, they would be great anime, but instead they're actually just very, very mediocre. Like there's anime that have good premise, good story premise, but everything from the characters not being fully fleshed out, like their mouths not moving when they should, or their head shape being weird, like stuff like that, where it's easy, like you could fix it if you just spend more time. Yeah, that's really important. So if this anime ends up winning awards, it's going to be due to them spending the extra time.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, I'm just going to say it, man. I'm fairly sure everybody that's following along, everybody that's listening, if you know the menu by now, you already can tell I'm going high grade for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just going to say it. I'm going Wagyu beef 27, and then I'm going tonkatsu for 15 for the broth.
Hey, man. Try not to take all my ingredients, brother. There's not going to be enough for me and the rest of the audience.
Well, hey, you snooze, you lose. I'm eating out here. I'm eating good.
Hey, the Wagyu beef. I guess we're eating Wagyu together, man, because that was Hey, I'm in love. I'm in love with this anime. I know I had brought up some questions, but those questions are just the typical vetting process for any anime. You got to ask these questions.
Exactly. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right? Like you're supposed to ask questions, poke holes, and then if you can poke holes, then there's some things that may need to be changed or addressed.
Yeah, I poke holes. I take note of those holes, and then I see and watch for those holes to be filled throughout the rest of the season. And some anime do it perfectly, and I'm like, wow, I'm astonished. The fact that they set that hole up just for you to notice it, and then they filled it in such a manner where it's like, hey, we knew that hole was there, and we just made it to where that was a part of the story the whole time. I don't think this has any holes to fulfill. So.
I mean, hey, we gotta finish it off, man, with the spices, bro. So, what are you giving it for the spice? What's your ingredient?
Spicy, ooh, spicy.
What's the spice level?
I need some milk. Somebody bring me some milk. How do you say milk? Do you say milk, M-E-K, or L-K, or M-I-L-K? Milk.
Hold on, say that one more time. Milk.
Do you say milk as M-E-L-K? Okay, I hear some people say M-E-L-K, and it makes me just want to.
How's that pronounced?
Milk.
Milk.
I say
Who
milk.
sasome says that?
Some people say milk.
Like people like
there's
who?
gonna be people
Like
who are listening right now
Pennsylvania or
who say
something?
milk.
Like-
Hey, I can't pinpoint where exactly because it's
Okay.
multiple states that say
okay. All right.
milk.
Not like I'm throwing shots at anybody in Pennsylvania. I just said a random state.
What's up with that? Is that the only state you suspect of doing it? Milk in
You got some
Pennsylvania?
random animosity towards people. From
Hey, yeah,
Pennsylvania.
I'm an Eagles fan, so I don't like that.
Oh
like
yeah, you are, bro. You know what? That might have been subconscious for real.
Yeah, hey, it's not cool. That's not cool. But now you have to expose your team so we can all point fingers and laugh.
I'm a Tennessee Titans fan.
They're not bad.
Yeah,
Just going through a rebuilding phase.
bro. We've been going through rebuild for a minute, but go ahead.
Hey man, we'll stick to anime for now. But check our football podcast then if you guys want to.
That junk is non-existent.
Stay in touch.
No.
Stay up to date with the latest football news from around the league, the NFL, the CFL, Japanese football, everything. Yeah, I'm lying, guys. I'm lying. We're not doing that. I mean, we could catch a game, or we could can we Twitch live stream a football game? That won't get us banned, will it?
Ooh, like that's on Amazon? Nah, you can't do that. Nah, bro.
Dang.
You can't do that.
See, I tried, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, how about you try giving them the spice level?
Hey, how about you let me finish my transition, okay? Okay. Gosh, now you got me all flustered. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Spices. Sichuan peppercorn, $20. Truffle salts, $22. Furikake, $19. Black garlic salt, $17. Chinese 5 spices, $14. Bonito flakes, $12. Black pepper, $4. Paprika, $8. Garlic powder, $6.
All right, spice level, guys. Very spicy. I need the milk. Like I said, almond milk. I'm allergic, or I'm lactose intolerant. Not allergic, even though they're the same thing. I was very engaged with the fighting. I was very engaged with watching Shion, his friends get punched into a wall. That was very engaging. I felt the impact. I literally heard the impact from when his friend hit the wall. You've seen the impact of when his friend hit the wall. The wall actually shatters, and so does his friend's bones. So that was my favorite. That was my favorite part. So I even an emotional response, like the rest of the anime episode was great, but seeing his friend get punched into the wall.
You hung up on that, bro. Like what's going on?
Well, it was just seeing him get punched into the wall. It made me happy. Okay, it made me really happy.
We could talk off. We could talk off air about what's going on with you, man.
All right, man. All right, bro.
Oh dang, yeah, he going through some things, y'all. Hold on, we'll be right back, right after this break.
We attribute the success to mankind.
Presenting the very glamorous singing star.
Do you love anime? And would you like to have a podcast that does reviews, rankings, and pure fandom? Then you should check out the Bizarre Ramen podcast. We're dishing out hot takes and cool insights on your favorite and new anime, served fresh with our signature ramen ranking system. Join us as we break down the best shows, uncover hidden gems, and stir up debates that'll have you craving more. And hey, don't just listen. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Apple and Spotify to stay in the loop with every new episode. And if you want to be part of the conversation, join our Discord to connect with fellow fans, drop your recommendations, and get exclusive content that'll keep you coming back for seconds. And with all that being said, slurp up. And we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Please stop hitting.
All right, chill out.
Please.
Chill out. I was just about to be sympathetic towards you, and this dude was talking about, please don't hit me.
I had to give him a reason.
Hold on. But sorry, y'all, to go on a little tangent, bro. You saying that, bro, remind me of something that happened when I was in middle school.
Who hit you?
No, it was nobody that hit me. But it was this kid.
You hit somebody?
No, I ain't hit nobody. But listen. So I was in like the 8th grade, and I was just going into the bathroom. I had just got out of class. I started going to the bathroom. As soon as I walk into the classroom, not in the classroom. As soon as I walk into the bathroom, there's like this kid that was in there. Like he just finished his peeing and stuff. And he sees me. Like as soon as he sees me, he like kind of like scrunches up, like gets into a ball against the wall, and he was like, "Don't hit me." And I'm like, bro, I was like, what's going on? Like, what you mean don't hit you? Like, what's going on? Like you saying that, bro, reminded me of that situation. Like, that dude was really getting bullied. Like, I didn't know what was happening at that time.
Hey, man, if you found out that man was getting bullied, I hope you stood up for him. I hope you became a guardian figure.
Like, I didn't know what was happening at the time. Like, I didn't think about it. I wasn't putting the pieces together like he might be getting bullied or nothing like that. But, like, I was like, bro, what's going on with this dude? Why he just start, like, tweaking like that on me? Like, what's up? But now they like you saying that and like being older and stuff now, I'm like, bro, he was getting bullied. Like, what was going on? Like, who was doing this to him?
Did you
and
not
that just
find
kind
out?
of made me think of that. I did not know who that kid was. That was the first and last time I ever seen that dude.
Was he, when he was peeing, was he at a urinal with his
He
pants
wasn't peeing. He was already done.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, he was, like,
That
right
sucks.
there in between the space from, like, when you walking from the urinal to the sink. He was just, like, right there. I don't know if he had already washed his hands or he was about to wash his hands. I don't know what was going on, bro. I just, like, that was the first and last time I ever saw that guy. And I was just like, what is going on?
Wait, hold on. Were you perhaps one of those kids who walked around school with a full head of steam? Like, you were just moving, like, he came in the bathroom real quick. And
when
he was
I
like,
was in the 8th grade, I had a big fro. I had glasses on. And I was dumb skinny, bro. I was probably like 120.
Nerd and okay. I respect it.
Like, that was
Hey,
nothing about me, bro, that screamed bully. Like, I played basketball and I was like quick and I was like athletic and stuff, but it was nothing about me that just screamed like I was a big dude out here bullying cats. Nah.
Hey, that's what I like to hear.
So I don't know.
I mean, maybe it was the hair.
You saying that made me think of that though. That don't sad. But anyways,
That is sad. Hey, if you guys know anybody who's going through anything like that, just let somebody know. If you don't really feel like being that guy who steps out, you just let somebody know, and then maybe record it, and then that person, that bully, gets their justice. They get justice delivered. They get a freaking
or even just step up and say something and tell them to stop. Because this is pretty serious note, and I'm glad you actually started speaking out on it. But bullying is a serious thing for sure. You see somebody getting bullied, speak up.
It's a human nature. Like you should want to speak up.
Yeah, help that person out. Because now that I'm thinking back on it, I feel sad for not like being able to realize what was happening to that guy. So,
I mean, personally, I wouldn't even have thought about it because I was in my own world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was just doing my own thing, so I wasn't really paying attention or acknowledging the signs or thinking about it at all. But yeah, anyways, back to the topic though.
That's a like pivotal part of this anime, like bullying. So it's
that
definitely
is,
something to harp on. Because they're sending a message. I'm sure by the end of the season, you're gonna see Will overcome bullying. It's gonna be a positive message. Where the bullies don't ever win. They're usually going through something in their own lives. And that's why they're bullying. So. If you could get to the root of the problem, you could solve a lot more.
That's why I said I think homeboy is she on just a jealous team.
That's a good point. But
Yeah.
I still like to see bullies get stood up to, even if they're a jealous teen.
For sure.
You could be a jealous teen and not be a bully. I've been jealous of people not bullied.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't justify it, for sure.
No. But that being said, I'm gonna justify why I need some milk, dude. Yeah, I love this anime. I feel like this anime is, when we were watching it, I was saying 10 out of 10. Like just based off the animation alone, like in the first 10 minutes, 10 out of 10. And then I asked you halfway through to change the audio to English. And you're like,
that was horrible, bro. If you watch the dub only, but that joint dropped just because of the voice acting, but that joint dropped to like a 7.
It's a flip of a coin. It's not good, but I'm gonna stick to the Japanese version, and yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'm feeling as good about this as I felt about just about any anime in a while. I want to see what happens next. I want to see what Will is able to do, what he's capable of, with with all these ops he has around. All these people who want him to fail. I want to see him prosper in light of all that. So I'm really excited for the next episode. I'm gonna give it truffle sauce for 22.
I went truffle sauce for 22 as well.
You're just a copycat. You're just a copycat.
Bro, I just like this joint. First of all, I like it more than you do.
Hey. I mean, What do you have that's higher than mine? Okay.
My noodles.
Okay, fair enough. You have, dang, bro, we have everything the same except the noodles.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this one's a knocker for sure. So give me your list. Give me your ingredient list.
Give us our list except for the noodles.
Pretty much.
Okay, you got,
but yours different than mine.
Wagyu beef for 27. My broth was tonkotsu for 15. My noodles were harusame for $20. My vegetables were enoki mushrooms for $23. And my spice was truffle sauce for $22. For a total of
$107.
$107. Wow.
$107 bowl.
And you, sir?
For my vegetables, I had enoki mushrooms for $23. For my noodles, I had udon noodles for $22. For my meat, I had wagyu beef for $27. For my broth, tonkatsu for $15. And for my spice, truffle sauce for $22 for a total of $109.
Oh my goodness. You liked it
Yep.
a little you liked it a little bit more. Okay.
Just a little bit more.
Just a little bit. That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay. Hey,
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I need to know what you guys think, okay? Let me know if I'm crazy about anything I said. Maybe you guys believe that the animation is really hideous and you don't like the fluid fight scenes.
Oh, if anybody think this junk is bad, I will argue with you to death about this.
Okay. Hey, get in the Discord. You just troll him. Just pretend you don't like it.
You don't even have to get on the Discord. I will put you in the voice chat and we will record the podcast and talk about this live.
Oh my goodness. That's a free cameo. Hey, that's a free cameo. I guess you should
argue this one.
I guess you should just pretend you don't like it, guys.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's what I would do. Shoot. But hey, thank y'all for listening. Of course, as always, we make this to help you guys with the boredom, because there's a lot of boredom going around, guys. That's why you see all this crazy stuff happening. People are just doing weird stuff because they're bored. So we made this podcast to help you guys get some boredom out. Maybe you can learn a thing or two about nothing, because we're not really teaching anything. We're just having fun here.
Yeah, we just talking.
We just talking. Just talking.
I mean, I don't know. Actually, I would disagree with that. They might be actually looking at anime a little differently now when we say these things, when we bring up these sounds and like how the sequence of the shots and everything, the choreography. They might start viewing it a little differently. They might be learning a little bit.
All the Neo Yokio super fans are they're changed people.
I mean, we didn't even get to that one yet, but
well, eventually we will. I mean, we got to redo it to do.
I don't think. I mean, y'all tune in for that one when we record that one, and y'all can listen to that one, because yeah, I don't think nothing's gonna change on that one. I'm sorry, but
Neo Yokio super fans, look out for that episode.
Bro, if there's all right, I'll argue that super fan too.
Hey, leave that for the episode, man. Leave that
yeah,
for the
I'll leave that
episode.
for the episode as well.
But hey, thank y'all for listening. As I said, check us out on all the social medias, Instagram. Share with your friends. Let people know that we're doing this. We're homeless. No, we're not homeless, but
Nah.
we could be. So share it, please. Thank you.
Yeah, let your friends and family know, and also join the Discord and let us know what your thoughts are, what you think about our rating, if you think we missed anything, if there's some things that you disagree with us about, we'd love to hear it. And also, let us know if there's anything about the ranking system that you would like for us to add, or you feel like that we overlooking too. We'd love to get some feedback on that.
Hey, until next time, you guys know what to do. Slurp up, boys.
Oh Lord, please.
I'm sorry. Hey,
Not
don't
like that,
don't do what I
though.
did.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't do what I did.
Ooh,
Just,
that boy contagious.
a healthier version of what I did.
Peace, y'all.
ごちそうさまでした。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。またお越しください。
またお越しください。
さようなら、千坂シェフ、コリー、キヨン、テイ、ありがとう。奇妙なラーメンを楽しんでいただけたら幸いです。さようなら。お楽しみに。